We have a few notes here from the game that just concluded. For Michigan State, the Spartans fall to 29-6 on the season. This was their 19th straight NCAA tournament appearance, and that is the third longest streak in the nation. That's current. Kansas at 27, Duke at 21. The 19 straight years is the fourth longest streak of all time. For Middle Tennessee, the Blue Raiders have won now 7 straight games overall. They're now 25-9 on the season. And their NCAA tournament record is now 3-7. This is the 8th time a 15th seed has topped a number 2 seed in tournament history. Middle Tennessee is now 1-1 all time against Michigan State. And this is the first NCAA tournament victory for head coach Kermit Davis. I remind you that the first time you ask a question to a new dais, give us your name and your affiliation. That would help us greatly. We have 2 mic holders for all your questions. If you have a follow-up, let them know before they leave you. No flash photography, of course, and no videotaping from your phones. That's against the rules. Once we have the dais filled here, we'll have an opening statement from the coach, and then we'll have questions for all 3 participants, all the student athletes and the head coach. If there's a time when the head coach is being dominated with questions, we'll dismiss the student athletes and stay with him for a while longer. As long as there's questions for everyone, we'll keep everyone here. Michigan State Spartans are here. Bryn Forbes, Matt Costello, Denzel Valentine represent the student body. Tom Izzo is here as the head coach, and we're going to ask him to start off with a statement on this game. And then we'll go to questions for all four gentlemen on the dais. Tom, please.
Well, I'd like to start out by saying I thought Middle Tennessee played awfully well. And they started making threes, falling down and fouling from 30, and you know, they outplayed us. I mean, there's no way I can put it any differently. They deserved to win. They were very well coached. They ran good stuff. We just really struggled to guard the smaller guys on the perimeter and struggled to find lineups. And, you know, Zell's had an incredible, incredible career, much less year, and just wasn't in the cards today. And Bryn early, and Matt, really happy for Matt because he played one of his best games, and I think he's put himself in a position where he'll get to play some after this. But I feel bad for my guys. They've given me this university, this program, and the city a lot of stuff. But the better team won today. It really did. And we got to take that like men and be class about it like I think they are. So that's it.
Questions for all four gentlemen. Start right here.
Denzel, what's the emotion right now? What's running through your head?
I got a lot of emotions running through my head right now. I mean, I'm more mad and disappointed because I know what this team could have accomplished. Mad, heck of a game. Brand bounced back in the second half. I'm just very disappointed right now. That was probably one of the worst games we played all year, and it happened to be in the first round. You can't have that if you want to win championships. And being in high school, winning 2 state championships, me and Bryn, you know, we didn't do that in the games that mattered. And today, kind of fell apart, and it just sucks right now because I know the capability our team had.
Right here, right side, gentlemen.
Tom, how do you take a loss like this? It's only for the players, sorry.
No, it's for everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's for everybody. Go ahead.
Tom, how do you take a loss like this and turn it into something to motivate the guys going forward next year?
Not to insult you, just a ridiculous question. I don't care about next year. I don't care about tomorrow. That's the problem, you know. It's always what's next. It's always, you know, there's 3 guys here that gave me every single thing they had. And I don't care about next year. I don't even care about tomorrow right now. I just care about the present and what they did for me, for us. And somehow I got to make sure that in all this disappointment, that does not get lost, because that's the problem with sports. It does get lost. And somebody's not happy unless they win it all. It just was disappointing that we didn't move farther than we did, but I learned nothing, 0 for next year. I got 200 days to worry about next year, and I ain't gonna worry about it one bit today.
Question.
Sorry, too, by the way.
Question right here in the middle.
Joe Rexrow, Detroit Free Press. Tom, wondered privately how concerned you were about that team and your ability to guard them, especially at the 4 spot. Obviously, you've used a lot of different people there today.
Well, we were concerned, but I'll be honest with you, in my wildest dreams, I didn't think they'd hit some of the shots they hit. So, you know, I was more disappointed in the way we turned the ball over and did things and didn't give ourselves a chance. I mean, we were shooting 50% ourselves, you know. We just, we turned it over too much, and we didn't give ourselves a chance to score. And then we, you know, we didn't guard them real good, but man, they made some shots, boy. really take my hat off to them on some of the shots they made.
Right-hand side, gentlemen.
Tom, Jay Sarko, WLNS. It's hard to digest right now, but how proud are you of these three seniors to your left and everything that they've done for your program and this team, not just this year, but over their careers?
Well, you know, I've known Denzel since he was real young. And, you know, the changes Bryn made and then Matt really just kind of came on and had an incredible senior year. So proud. I guess the proudest you could say if my son could be like them, I'd be a happy guy.
Right here, front row.
Tom, you talk often about senior classes leaving a footprint. Can these young men be that not only on the court but off the court, they were the true definition of what an MSU student-athlete is?
Look, I can't sit here and just not in my nature to feel good about everything. And but footprint, they left a big footprint, you know. So many different ways, the work ethic, the attention to detail, the classroom, the hospital visits, it doesn't matter what it was in. They made it, they gave me everything. They gave me the ability to sleep with two eyes shut again. That disappeared for a few years. When I get through today, I'll be able to tell them how I really feel about them, but I'm like them. It's just a tough day today, and I don't want to be over dramatic, but I made the comment, I put myself out there that this team had a chance to win a national championship. We just got beat. I want everybody to know this team had a chance to win a national championship. I don't feel one bit different. It's what they say about pro ball to college, you know, one and done time. Anybody in your, as I told my team, wonders why I'm crazy sometimes. One and done time makes it a little different than best of seven. And one bad day and you're going home. And so they've done it all for us. They've done it all for our school. I mean, there's more than me that owes them. My assistant coaches, everybody owes them. I mean, the leadership they showed last summer, you know, it's legendary. And you're right. Those of you that know me, I don't make many predictions. And those of you that know me, I don't say, you know, this team was better than this team, is better than this team. This team was a lot like Zell. It was the most versatile team. It did things on the court, off the court, and in the classroom like none I've ever had. And it just didn't work out for this team, but it won't dampen my respect, love, care. It won't dampen it at all. They'll be used for whatever length of time that I'm here. In other words, other teams are going to hear, starting next 2 weeks from now when we start looking at things again, they're going to hear what this team did. That's probably the best compliment you can give them.
Standing up on the right.
Matt Charbon of Detroit News. This for any of the guys up there. I'm just wondering, since last year's Final Four run, so much talk about getting back, winning a national championship, was there ever a point where maybe you guys felt pressure, or when the game was close, that was maybe a weight on you guys, or you just kind of in a tight game at that point?
Bryn, we'll start with you and then go to Matt, okay?
No, I don't feel like that was pressure at all. We just made some mistakes, a lot of mental errors down the stretch. Just the small things kind of came into big things, and we couldn't win after that. So.
Nah, there wasn't pressure like that. We had expectations for ourselves, but we just failed defensively today. That's where we've hung our hat all year, and we couldn't stop them, and that started with me on the three. So, man, it just sucks.
I'll answer that. There was pressure. They put it on me, and I put it on them. I ain't going to change as long as I'm here. That's why you come here. come here to win a few games. Do that at Northern Michigan. Come here to try to win a championship, and that's the pressure. If that's pressure, as hard as these guys worked, if it's pressure to have to come into this tournament, that's sad because the pressure was what they did when nobody was watching. And they did it all spring, summer, and fall. So I love pressure. I'm going to keep putting it on.
We are halfway through this session. Question right here.
Denzel, there was a moment where you went into the huddle and you slammed the floor out of frustration. At what point in the game did you start to worry, uh-oh, was there an uh-oh moment for you?
I mean, it was a really frustrating game because they were switching up the defenses, and it was probably the only team all year that went from 1-3-1 to 2-3 to man, and I was frustrated. But I mean, as a basketball player, you're gonna have to deal with that. You gotta learn how to deal with that. With great power comes great responsibility, and I didn't handle it today. Just sucks that we're going home now, but I got something that I'll never forget for the rest of my life, that when you're in this position and everybody's looking at you, you got to come through. I didn't come through today, and I'll remember that for the rest of my life.
Question right there in the middle.
In the first half, they held you without a bucket. What happened at halftime to get things going, and what did they do to you defensively in the first?
I think it was me mentally being prepared. I don't know how much of it was them defensively. I made some mistakes defensively, offensively. Wasn't sharp at all in the first half. And then at halftime, the coaches just put it to us. We were playing terrible. I was playing awful. So I knew I had to pick it up, but it still wasn't enough. So.
Left-hand side, gentleman, all the way over there.
This is for Tom. This is Mark Gunnels from BSO. Is there something that you saw defensively or offensively, which is why Deontay Davis only played 15 minutes tonight?
No, it was just, we put him in a tough position having to guard a guy that could put it on the floor and hit a three. Upshaw's a good player, and he draws fouls, and he does a lot of things. And, it just wasn't that kind of game for Deontay. So it was more us putting him in a bad position than what he did. I knew he would struggle some. I just didn't think they would hit the shots they hit, and they did. Make no mistake about it. I'm not sure anybody in my career has shot those kind of numbers, 57. I've never seen that happen to us. So Deontay, just a little more difficult time moving his feet and doing the things he did. And Matt was playing so good, I didn't want to play him at center. So that's why he was a little shell-shocked by some of it, I think, and he'll get better.
Right here in the middle.
Steve Greenberg, Bleacher Report. Tom, there's a lot of emotion up there, but just a minute ago, you seemed to kind of feel a new wave of it as Denzel was talking about having, the responsibility of this moment and not coming through. Is it hard for you to hear him characterize the end of his career like that?
Yeah. You supposed to coach every team and every game the same way. But let's face it, there's some guys that, and some teams that just do more for you. They resurrected me, whatever length I coach, whatever number of years it's going to be, I'll owe them that because they brought the fun back into it. Not a lot of bad days at practice for the 120-some we had. Never a bad trip. Never a concern. I can look everybody in the eye and say I'll probably never have a team like this, and I'll probably never have guys like this. Now we'll shoot for it, but this is a special group, and that's why there's all the emotion, and that's why it's a tough time.
Standing up on the right.
Tom, with all you guys have been through and all the expectations, is this, in your career, the toughest game you've had to swallow?
Yeah. Yeah. It is second only to when we lost to Weber State when Judd was done. That was the toughest for me. But this one, you know, and similar deal, you know, Eric Snow, Sean Resper, Judd Heathcote, guys that I'll be indebted to for life. And I will be these guys. So, yeah, it was tough. I mean, the good news is I think you can tell all four of us know we got beat by a team that played better than us today. I mean, there's no bad calls, no goaltending at the end. Nobody missed a free throw that would have saved the day. We just kind of got beat. We could never get the momentum, and we could never get the lead. And that was disappointing.
Anything else for the Spartans? All right, gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Victorious Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State are with us. Darnell Harris, Reggie Upshaw, Perrin Buford represent the student body. Coach Kermit Davis will start off with a statement, then we'll go to questions for all four individuals up here. Coach, please.
Thank you. I mean, it was a spectacular day for Middle Tennessee State University and our fans and our players. Our players did such a tremendous job with our coaches. You know, have so much respect for Tom and following Michigan State basketball from afar for a lot of years. His culture nationally is what we're all trying to aspire to get to. So you beat a team that's so well coached, and their runs were terrific, and our guys just answered every run, the way we distributed the ball, and these guys right here were fantastic. So just tell you, it was a great day, but our guys had a belief that we could win. I know it sounds maybe cliche as a coach, but they did. They had a great belief all week in the preparation.
Start with the questions right here in the aisle for everyone.
Coach Davis, it's really the simplest question I can ask you. What does a win like this do for the Middle Tennessee program?
Well, it's just, you know, it's so much national attention, and, you know, on CBS, you know, on a Friday afternoon, and when you beat a team that You know, I did. When you started scouting them, you said there's no question it's one or two or three teams you thought for sure has a chance to win the national championship, and to do it on that kind of stage, it's a lot. It's a great day for our whole university.
On the aisle?
Yes, for any of the players, but Reggie first. How big was it to jump out 15-2 like you did today?
Reggie, I'm sorry, Reggie first, then Perrin. We'll get two answers. Go ahead.
Just to jump out like that, it was huge for our team. Anytime that you can kind of jump out on a team that's known for their defense, like we did, it just gives the whole team a boost of momentum. I mean, it started on the defensive end. We put the switches into the game. We guarded them really well, and then we rebounded the ball.
And for me, based off coming off what Reggie said, coming out like that with a lot of energy and a lot of passion, and we just put the scout right into the game. And all my teammates, including myself, we weren't scared of the moment, and Coach has been preaching it all week. Just do what got us here, and that's what we did.
Right here in the middle.
Darnell, you averaged 7 points in the month of March, but came up big tonight, especially from three-point land. Tell me, what was it Coach said before this game? I know he stressed all week that you had to have a big game in order for this to happen. You know, what did he tell you before the game, and really, what was the turning point tonight?
He just told me just keep playing. You know, my teammates believe me, my coach believed me, and he told me I always have to play big for us to go and get this win tonight. And you know, I just came out confident, and guarded and rebounded, and I made shots that came with it.
Reggie, I saw you after the game. You were hugging your friends and family on in the crowd. What was it like to get a win like this in front of your family like that?
It's probably one of the best moments that I've been able to share with, like, my dad and my brother going through my athletic career. For them to drive all the way up here 7 hours, it really meant a lot just to see them in the crowd. And I could tell once we started playing, or once we jumped out, and after we actually won, I could just tell that they were all proud of what I've accomplished and what my teammates have accomplished.
Left-hand side.
Yeah, this is for Coach Davis. What did you guys do defensively to hold Forbes and Valentine to 9 of 23 shooting tonight?
You know, who we are is we change defenses. We really thought after watching, they run so much good offensive action against man that we're going to do a lot of switching. So we started the game 1 through 5 switching. And then, you know, we play a 1-3-1 trapping zone defense. We do that on made baskets. In the second half, you see how downhill they play. And so what it does, it'll just kind of contain. It did early, you know, that with the switching, got them a little bit out of rhythm. Then our 13s slowed them down in the first half. Second half, they pitched it ahead so well. I think it was just a changing of defenses. And the biggest key was that, you know, we were close rebounding. We only got beat 2. We're up 1 rebounding at the half, and that was really kind of the key stat.
Right there.
Perrin, was there any sort of a point that you guys just kind of knew that you guys just had it wrapped up?
I mean, we came into the game thinking we were going to win. We put in a lot of hard work, and coaches, they did their job doing the scout, and we put it right into the game. So I think it was kind of like 3 minutes left in the game. It was a huge possession. We were up 3, and we came up with a huge rebound and went down and ran some good offense. And I was like, okay, yeah, we really got this. And I was like, guys, all the pressure's on them. I was like, we just here just try to have fun and let's get it done.
First row, gentlemen.
Kermit, a couple things. One, in the second half, even when they made a couple runs at you, you guys seemed to stay aggressive. You were trying to push it off makes, you know, things like that. How hard is that to do, you know, in this position when you're the big underdog and yet you're leading them? And also, you know, as a coach, you come into a game like this with a plan of, you know, how you think you might be able to beat them. At what point did you sort of see it unfolding the way you might have hoped?
Well, I thought in the first 5 minutes that we saw that the switching slowed him down. And then just like he's such a great coach, and then we knew that he'd finally get rhythm against switching, and they took advantage of some low post scoring with Costello in the second half. But I've just been around these guys all year. I mean, we've gone through some injuries, some different things. They've been a consistent team, and they're poised. And a team like us, you see the size of these guys, and they're so interchangeable. And college basketball, all those guys can make a three, they can drive the ball, they're skilled off the dribble. That's a hard matchup for a lot of people in college basketball. So we felt comfortable. We felt confident. It was going to be tough, but and we did. Pairing with about 3.5 minutes, we looked at each other and said, guys, let's enjoy this. Let's have fun right here. Somebody told us they'd made a run that we're up 3 with 3.5, 4 minutes to go. We'd take that every day. And I think they just played relaxed and real confident.
Next question is from underneath the lights, way in the back.
Obviously today culminates, but it's a body of work. At what point, and maybe for parents since you're a senior, at what point during the season or the course of preseason did you guys kind of realize that this would be the year or could be the year?
I mean, I think it all started in the summer. Going back to the Bahamas trip we had, I feel like me and my teammates, we just became so close and just really took it to a new level, and we just seen all the hard work we put in just unfold. And then I think it was against Western Kentucky, we had lost or whatever like that, and the loss really touched the team, and we just told each other, like, hey, we got each other's back, and let's do this now. And that's what we've been doing.
Right-hand side, gentlemen.
Did anybody up there fill out a bracket? It's not, I mean, the president does it. It's not illegal or anything. And if so, how far did you have Middle Tennessee going?
I didn't.
I didn't either.
I mean, I filled out a bracket, but I didn't finish it. But I called the upset. And I called the Arkansas Little Rock upset.
We did have a second. I got an email, and Chris Massar, AD. We got a second grader. I guess everybody in their class probably got a team picked. And remember, she emailed us and said that we got Middle Tennessee. I'm sure they took it home to their mom and dad and they laughed, But so we got one second grader in the email. I got to go check the email that had Middle Tennessee in the first round.
Back here in the middle.
Coach, after such a huge win and upset, will you guys embrace the title of Cinderella? So many have already called you that following this win.
We talked about it this week, and I mean, there's just such great college stories in this time of the year every year. We looked at it, I said, guys, why not Middle Tennessee? I mean, it's going to be something after this weekend. It's going to have a great moment, a great weekend. These guys believed it, and you can't just say it. You got to practice it. And we had a great week of preparation, so we gave ourselves the best chance.
Down front.
Kermit, you've been at MTSU a long time, and you didn't have that sort of breakthrough NCAA tournament win for until now.
Right.
How did you sort of survive that part of the coaching profession where, people may get impatient and say, why aren't you, doing this? They see all the teams that win these kinds of games. Sort of go back through that journey, if you would, and how you survived that.
It's a great question. I grew up in a coaching family. My dad was a head coach at Mississippi State for years, and this is all I've ever done, and I've worked for some great coaches. The president who hired me, Sidney McPhee, is still my president, and we're really good friends. I've had 2 outstanding athletic directors, Coach Donnelly, who hired me, and Chris Massaro, who is here. And it's administration that appreciated. We've got 100% graduation rate. We've graduated about 40 guys in a row. And these guys have represented our team in the community for long periods of time. It's almost staying power, if you will, all the little things. And our community and our administration appreciates that. And now, it's almost like I used the example of Frank Beamer at Virginia Tech, and it just took him a while. He had supportive administration. And now our players have gotten really good over the last 5, 6, 7 years. We've won a ton of games, but you just got to be thankful for a great administration, supportive community.
We are halfway through the session, and we have 3 questions up. One here, and then one in back of you, Karen. Go.
For any of the players, when you really see people picking Michigan State, crowning them champions before they even step on the court, what mindset does that give you guys, and what's your message to the people that really picked Michigan State to win the whole thing, and they're not even playing a game yet?
Darnell first, then Reggie, please.
We really didn't pay too much attention to that. We just came and practiced every day, prepared to get a win this week. We knew Michigan State was a great team. Everybody had them winning, but we knew if we came out and played our game, we had a great chance.
Like what Darnell said, whenever you see a team like Michigan State, you hear a lot about them throughout the course of the year, but you can't let that psych you out. I thought that we had a couple of the greatest practices that we've had all year. Even though they weren't, there wasn't a lot of contact in the practices or anything like that. A lot of the guys were still focused mentally. So even whenever you see people picking Michigan State before we even started to play the game, I think it adds a little motivation, a little determination. Or I know it did for myself and these guys right here. So anytime you see that, it just adds motivation.
Right-hand side, gentlemen.
Nick Osen, University of Wisconsin Student Radio. Darnell, great game today. What does it mean to have transferred twice, once from a smaller school in Wisconsin like Whitewater, to come out here today, perform so well on such a big stage, and get a win over a team that many people did have at least making it far, if not winning it all today?
I mean, it's great. You know, it made the journey worth it. You know, I had a lot of stops to get here, and I loved every stop. I appreciate what all the coaches did for me, and I feel like without them, I wouldn't be here right now. So I just take great appreciation into my journey.
Back on the left.
For Coach Davis, with such a quick turnaround, how do you guys prepare for that 2-3 zone of Syracuse?
Yeah, you know, I think that it's obviously a totally different game. Big zone, we've all watched it, you know, and we scouted it today, and we'll go back and get started in the scout. The biggest thing, you got to guard them too. They got some excellent perimeter players. We'll get right into it. You know, Jim has done a great job in it for so many years, and what happens is like Dayton gets a good feel, and their team will really adapt to what you run. So you've got to have some flexibility in zone offense. But again, I think we'll use this versatility right here against the zone to try to play in and out.
All the way in the back.
Coach, what went through your mind when that final buzzer sounded?
You know, I thought about my dad because he couldn't be here. He's got a little touch of pneumonia. He's 80. My mother couldn't come. But, you know, I looked straight across, and my wife and Betty and Claire and Allie and my brother and sister were here, and some good pals. So you just, you know, it's just a lot of things that go through it, and the families and the coaches' wives. And I felt, I guess, a tremendous joy really for Murfreesboro and Middle Tennessee State University, just knowing what the national recognition. We've got a great, great place to live, and I think it'll just add to that. But I tell you what, I think our guys are not done. I mean, I know I don't say that. Our guys are going to prepare to try to win on Sunday.
We're under 5 minutes. Question right here.
Coach, I know you just mentioned your daughter, Allie, and she's always wanted to share a moment like this. Tell me what kind of moment you guys shared after the game.
Well, she's something. My oldest daughter, Allie, is 28, has Down syndrome, and she was born when I was an assistant coach at University of Idaho working for Tim Floyd. And so Allie puts everything, trust me, in perspective. And she keeps us right on our toes all the time. It was so funny. We're fixing to play a game, and Allie has to eat at every game. And they were sitting right across, walking down the steps, and about 30 seconds before tip-off, I saw her walking down the steps with her pizza. All right, so she was more worried about getting something to eat at lunch. And but it kind of puts a calmness to you. And, yeah, she'll look forward to a really big hug, that's for sure.
Right here, second row.
This one is for the players and Coach Davis. Guys, obviously this was one of the biggest upsets in NCAA tournament history, yet here you are looking very composed up on the podium. What's the general vibe in the locker room right now? Is it excited, nervous? What are you looking forward to coming up?
You know what? I'm sorry.
Let me. Reggie first, Perrin, Darnell, and we'll end with the coach.
I said the mood in the locker room, it's definitely excited. Anytime you play a team who's picked to make a deep run and even win the national championship, and then you upset them like we did, you can't help but be excited. But we know that we have another big game Sunday against a very good Syracuse team. So as of right now, all of our attention is kind of shifted towards Syracuse.
And kind of like Reggie said, the locker room was definitely excited. Beating the number 2 seed, being a 15 seed, was just overwhelming. But at the same time, we here to win, and that's what we came to do, and that's what we prepared to do. And I just feel like me and my teammates, we straight hungry, and we feel like we got work to do. And so we're going to prepare like we did for Michigan State, and just to win the game.
Like you said, you know, it's a great moment. You know, we believe we can do it, but we gonna celebrate. But we also gonna prepare starting tomorrow for Syracuse, and we just gonna enjoy the moment.
It starts with leadership. You know, our three seniors, Perrin and Darnell and Jaquan, who's not here, has just been fabulous. Reggie's been a 3-year starter here as a junior, so we're an experienced group. And it's just, but you know, it wasn't over jubilation, which I liked. I thought those guys held themselves, and very excited, but we're looking forward to Sunday.
Right here.
Reggie, you said when you won Conference USA it was the greatest day of your life. Then selection at the selection show, you said today surpassed that. But how does today amount to the first two?
It's easily like 10 times better. We've heard a lot about the 2012, 2013 team and how they made it to the play-in game against St. Mary's. So in the back of our heads, we were always thinking about trying to be a little bit better than that team, and just being able to share this moment and celebrate such a big win. It definitely takes the #1 spot as far as achievements.
Anything else from Middle Tennessee? All right, gentlemen, congratulations, and we will see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The lights are getting to me here.